And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, with more Jetman. Because heavens knows I need this in my life. Let's do this. Chapter 4. Or 5, depending on how this fic wants to go with it. Tyndall Ryu? Geki asked as he got himself up. Thanks for saving us. Dan thanked him as he patted him on his shoulder. Ryu gave a smile. No problem. Then Ryu turned to the spot where Tronzo was. How did he come back? Thinking to himself, Ryu then turned to the Zyurangers. Do you know a safe place we could talk? Ryu then asked him, looking around. Sure, follow us, Geki said as he and the other Zyurangers headed to the Zyuranger and Ryu got in his car. Rangers shouldn't be using bikes. That is a rider thing. He sped away to the Sakura mansion. You idiot! Lammy screamed at Tronzo as he returned to the palace. You had the Zyurangers cornered, and you ran away because of some human? Sorry. Tronzo, on his hands and knees, begged for forgiveness. Who was that human anyway? Telpot asked. Tendo Ryu, the Red Hawk of Jetman. Jetman? Then Poopak started scratching his head. Who's Jetman? Idiot! Telpot yelled as he smacked Poopak on the back of his head. This is bad, Lammy said to her husband. This is horrible, Grifflesaur said to Lammy. Most unpleasant, Peter Peacock said to himself, rubbing his tendrils. This is great! Ben exclaimed Bangor with a big grin on his face. Eh? Went our minions, as Tronzo went over Pandora's new excitement. Pandora only chuckled as he walked down the steps of her balcony, sat in a chair, and Peter Peacock's laboratory started doing her makeup. Everything's going to plan, Pandora said, applying some mascara. Everything's going to plan. If it wasn't for the 2,000 meters drop, Ryu would have taken the time to admire the Sakura Mansion's beauty. The cavern was lit by a glow like an aurora borealis that shifted in vibrant, living color. Ahead, an island on it were temples. They headed into the main one and walked straight into the stairs that had 5 tall podiums. On each podium on top were ancient beasts, a Tyrannosaurus, saber-toothed tiger, a pterodactyl, a triceratops, and a mastodon. Sorry, MMPR kicked in. They entered a table, and inside were 5 doors that had the symbol of each of the ancient beasts on each one. You know, when some people complain about Power Rangers, they do say that the dinosaurs aren't technically swords. And I want to point out, well, in the Japanese version, they call them the ancient beasts. Try to see the looks of confusion on their faces when you tell them that. It's hilarious. Trust me. There was an altar in the center of the space, and out to the side was a full study of books. Following the temple, Ryu told the Zyurangers the story of Jetman. The Zyurangers then all felt bad as their story could never, ever match the drama, characterization, character development, storytelling, plot, action beats, or anything of the Jetman. Ryu, I'd like to thank you for saving our lives, Geki told Ryu as he extended his hand. No problem at all, Ryu said, shaking it and sitting down at one of the tables. It sure was lucky you got here in the nick of time, May told him. Yeah, Guzzy said, rubbing his chin. How did you find us? Oh, I was on my way to our old base to celebrate our 1-year anniversary of defeating the Vyram when I noticed explosions and went to check out. Good thing I was there. But Ryu, do you know how Tronzo could have returned? Geki asked him as he stepped forward a bit. Ryu could only shake his head. No, I sure we had destroyed him. Ryu answered as he punched into his hand. Well, now that he's joined up with Pandora, we have bigger trouble, Boy said deeply. Then Ryu's voice got stirred and looked up from his chair. Now that we have a common foe, we must contact the other Jetman and join forces. Together, we can defeat them. Ryu told the Zyurangers. Follow me. Ryu said, heading towards the exit. But where are we going? Dan asked Ryu. Ryu turned and looked at him and replied, Sky Camp. He told him, there's where we're having a party and where the other Jetman will be. Oh! Kari, Roku, and Mikan. The former White Swan moaned as he looked at her wristwatch. What is taking Ryu so long? She was getting impatient. Ugh.
Don't worry, Kiori-san. I'm sure he's making his way right now.
Raita Joshi, former Yellow Owl, told her as he spoke with a mouthful of food. Oh, well, you could have waited until he showed up first before eating. Raita flinched, getting a stern look from Ako Hayosaka, the former Blue Swallow.
Leave him alone. It would have go to waste because Ryu is taking his time to get here. Big boys gotta eat,
said Gayuki, former Black Condor. Retracting Ako's comment, Raita wasn't sure if he should feel insulted or not. The ex-Jetmen were outside of Skybase, waiting for their former leader to show up so they can start the celebration. Kiori was starting to get restless and kept checking her watch. Kiori, calm down. You know Ryu wouldn't miss this. Ako told her friend, putting a hand on Kiori's shoulder and giving her a reassuring squeeze. Kiori was decked in a white top and blouse. Ako was wearing a cyan t-shirt and shorts. Raita was wearing a button yellow shirt along with suspenders. Guy was wearing his usual gray jacket with purple and green button shirt on, black pants and gloves. Why? Because he's Guy motherfucking Yuki. And even when it comes to a party like this, he's gotta be suave and sophisticated. Because that is how my man Guy rolls. Booyah! We apologize. Martial Art Freeze here. It's a giant Guy fan. A few minutes had passed when they had heard the sound of a car pulling up. They looked and saw Ryu coming out of the car and shutting them down. Ryu! Raita exclaimed.
It's about time,
Guy said, folding his arms. Ryu, where were you? I was getting worried sick! Kiori barked down as he stomped her way towards him.
Sorry, Kiori. I can't explain. You see,
he began as he told his friends what happened. The Zyurangers pulled up in their Zara machines and walked up to Ryu and the other ex-Jetmen. While Kiori was yelling at Ryu, Raita and Guy pulled him to the side and asked two questions.
Ryu, who are those people?
Raita asked them, eyeing the Zyurangers.
And why are they wearing such freaky outfits?
Guy also asked, eyeing them. Ryu looked over and stepped over to the Zyuranger to bring in the others to meet the Jetman.
Oh, that's what I came here for,
Ryu told him, putting an arm around Guy.
Hey, Guy. Doesn't that guy in the red clothes look like J1?
Raita whispered to Guy. Guy scrunched his face.
You know, he does.
Oh, Vic. You didn't have to reference the previous episodes to make me happy. Yeah, for those of you who are probably scratching their heads and probably never seen either one, in Jetman, there was this government agent guy who tried to replace the current team, and the guy playing the leader would later on go play Geki in Zyuranger. The same goes for that there was another team from an alternate dimension featuring a guy in blue who romanced Kiori, and his name was Dan. Also, he went on to play Dan in Zyuranger. It's a funny real world, isn't it? Greeno, Ako held her breath, getting caught in her throat. She looked like she had seen a ghost. Kiori? Ako nudged Kiori, getting her attention. That guy in blue, Ako said, pointing at Dan. Doesn't he look familiar? Yeah, but where have we seen him before? Kiori whispered to Ako. Mina, these are the Zyurangers, Ryu said, introducing them to his teammates. Zyurangers, this is Yuki Guy. Guy walked up to May and held out her hand, giving it a kiss that caused her to blush. Darn it, Guy. Oshi, Raita. Raita smiled and waved. Roku Meikon, Kiori. Kiori did a courtesy, smiling. Soon to be Tendo Kiori. And Hayasaka Ako. Ako looked around, still stunned, back to smile and waved. Nice to meet you, Akko told the two rangers. But what are your names? She asked, eyeing Dan on the name part. The two rangers stood up to their same colored counterparts. With May, well, in May's case, he stood in front of Kaori.
Warrior of Justice, Geki began. Yamato Prince, Geki. Warrior of Wisdom, Shara Knight, Goshi.
Warrior of Courage, Yet of Knight, Dan. Dan? Akko thought to herself. Warrior of Hope, Dying Knight, Boy. Warrior of Love, Risha Princess, me. After the introductions were done, the two teams started to interact and discuss amongst themselves what was happening. Hey, Don, Boy asked Don, nudging him, why does that girl keep staring at you? Pointing over at Akko, was looking at Dan and then turned her head. When Dan looked at her, who knows? Dan replied, dismay formed on his face. Maybe she's got a thing for me? Boy could only roll his eyes.
So, Goshi, what do you do in your spare time?
Guy asked Goshi, trying to start some conversation.
Read? Goshi shrugged. Watch animals, fight door monsters.
Guy could only shake his head. Yeah, Guy, you're going to need to get with all 5 of them. They all need lives in case you haven't figured it out. They all need to get out more, so, better do your duty. Remember, they think having free time is a bad thing. They also think having characterization sucks, so, better get to work, Guy.
You and me have got to get out sometime.
Guy told Goshi, pulling an arm over his shoulder. So, May, are you seeing anyone? Kaori asked May as she, May, and Akko were staring at a picnic table, talking. Well, if you ask certain fanfic writers, she's seeing... You, sir, will keep your shipping to yourself! No, May replied, shaking her head. Akko, are you okay? May asked Akko as she kept looking at Dan. Akko just kept looking at her. Your teammate, Dan, he just looks like someone I once knew. Akko said, turning her face down. Carrie put her comforting on her shoulder. Really? May asked her. Yeah. Akko started to reply. You see, before Akko could start, she noticed 2 guys wearing delivery suits walking towards them. One was a skinny guy, and the other was a man in his late 20s. Package for Tender Ryu, said the skinny man in a high-pitched voice. Confused, Ryu walked over and claimed the package.
Sign here,
the other man said as he handed Ryu the clipboard. Ryu signed it, took the package, and carried it over to his teammates. What is it, Ryu? Kaori asked him. Ryu just shrugged, tore the tape and paper off, and opened the box to see 7 little gray dolls. Oh, how cute, Kaori said, holding one up. Then she noticed that the doll started to move and folded his arm, folded his hand to his fist. Then punched her face under the ground. Kaori! The guys called out as they made their way over to her. Then the dolls started to grow and transform into gray-skinned, dancing creatures. The 2 teams struck into defensive poses.
What the hell are these things?
Guy asked everyone.
Golems!
Dan answered him. Mina! Ikuso! Geki ordered. Right! The other 2 rangers answered and began to fight the golems.
Everyone, we have to help them,
Ryu said to his teammates.
Just when I thought I was done fighting monsters,
Guy said to himself as he cracked his knuckles. This one the Jetman were about to fight too. The sky started flashing and lightning and laughter could be heard everywhere. The Jetman looked everywhere to find where the laughter was coming from as the lightning started to strike a spot a few inches in front of them. In front of the lightning, a woman started to materialize in front of them wearing a brown dress. Her hair bound and sticking out from the sides of her head like horns and holding a scepter. Pandora! Geki exclaimed as he punched the golem. So, you must be the Pandora the Zyurangers told me about. Ryu says he stepped in front of his teammates, trying to block Kaori back with his arm. Jetman, a pleasure to meet you. Pandora chuckled. She looked at the Jetman. Here's an idea. You guys start working for me. How does that sound?
Never. The Jetman would never work for the likes of you.
Ryu exclaimed as his teammates all nodded their heads in agreement, getting into a fighting pose. Pandora could only chuckle more. Who said I was asking you? Then Pandora's face went from laughing to getting serious as he pointed her door center at the Jetman, firing a beam of magic that flew through their eyes and caused them to scream and clutch their heads. Whew! Geki screamed as he kicked the golem in the stomach. Guy! Screamed Goshi as he flipped the golem over him. Raita! Both Boy and Dan exclaimed. Kyori! Akko! May exclaimed as he flipped to the golems. The Jetmen were on hands and knees and slowly started up. Ryu? Geki ran over to shake his shoulder to see he was okay. Ryu turned around and had a blank vacant look on his face. In fact, all the Jetman did. Ryu! Geki and Ryu then proceeded to punch Geki in the face, knocking him down. Geki! The other Zyurangers ran to his aid. Pandora can only laugh. Yes, the Jetman are mine. Pandora exclaimed happily. You lose, Zyurangers. Pandora says he stuck out her tongue and pulled it on the left, trying it down. The two delivery guys then walked up to Pandora, and the brainwashed Jetman ripped off their clothes, revealing themselves to be Topat and Tranza. Let's go. Then all of them disappeared. Ryu, Geki says he got himself up from May's lap. Piperikan, finish those changes. Pandora orders. Piperikan was busy sculpting. Hold your horses, or it can't be rushed, Piperikan told Pandora as he was sculpting something for the Jetman encyclopedia that he got from God knows where. Once he was finished sculpting, he put his work into the Pandora machine and switched it on, causing his creations to go inside and get processed. Well, look, Vic, I'll tell you where that Jetman encyclopedia came from if you tell me how the Zyurangers went into the TV. And no, they were not Persona users, so don't try it, comments. Once the process was over, out came the exact replicas of the Jetman's cross-changers or corresponders. Then Piperikan laid out clay figures that were neither golems nor door monsters. Instead, they were spy creatures, and once they were processed, they turned out to be ground soldiers, foot soldiers of the Firearm. 5 new cross-changers, correspondents, and Gairan soldiers, Pandora-sama. Piperikan presented to his mistress. Yes, the plan is working perfectly. Pandora exclaimed happily. Then Pandora put the cross-changers and corresponders on each of the zombified Jetman's wrists. Pandora-sama, what plan are you talking about? Toppat asked her. Oh, Toppata, why do you think I had you at Bookpack Grand Kranza? Pandora asked as she pointed to Tranza, so we could draw the Jetman out and use them for my ultimate plan. To have them collect children as sacrifices to bring back Saint and Frankie! Pandora told them all, and her minions gasped, except for Tranza, Jetman, and the Gairan soldiers. Tranza, upon hearing that this plan involved kids, proceeded to bash his head against the wall, wanting so much to just stab Pandora in the back. And what makes it even more perfect is that the Zyuranger will have to hold back from hurting their friends. Then Pandora started to laugh like a madman. My plan is working perfectly. I feel like singing. Music stato! Then Pandora's theme song started playing in the background. Oh, Vic, you know how to hit me in my sweet spot. 1, 2, 3. Dora 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 Pandora Dora 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 Ra Ra Dora Dora Pandora. Listen, Bringer, did you really have to pick me up to do this song? Yes, Yeti. Yes, I did. You knew that was coming. Normally I would do 2 chapters per, but the next chapter involves a huge headset sequence, and I want to give that baby the love it deserves. So we'll do the 2-parter next time.